Hi everyone, John Marshall, the DrillMaster. I have an interesting colors presentation sent to me for critique. I really like this. I honestly do. This is good. All right, so it's a presentation for the school. This school happens to be way up north, way past the north practically. It's at the North Pole. So North Pole High School, colors presentation for the national anthem, and then the video cuts out and then cuts back in for the color guard departing. And so we have unique situation here. I've tried to enlarge it on your screen. It might be a little bit washed out and maybe slightly pixelated, but I wanted to try and get it centered as best as I could, and also large enough so you could see. So you'll see how what I'm talking about. All right. So coming out, you're increasing speed, which you shouldn't do. It's very, very common. So what I want to know then is you have mixed standards here, and I'll get to that. Let me see if yeah, let me turn up the audio here. For you, my audio is just fine, but I want to turn up the audio for the video, and I think I've done it. Colors turn to the left, march. So it's a little difficult to hear. She has a good command voice, and it's only for the color guard. It really should be a little louder, honestly, for everybody to hear. Colors is supposed to be heard by everybody in the vicinity, especially a presentation like this. All right, so what I mean about mixed positions or mixed standards really is that both guards are at right shoulder. So for Air Force Junior ROTC, I get it. You're forced to do all kinds of conforming for competitions. And then for some reason, Air Force JROTC came out with some guidance that just honestly doesn't make a lot of sense. It's really, anyway. It's a blanket to cover a situation that really didn't need to be made. The blanket didn't need to be made, and it just created confusion and actually some animosity out there. So anyway. Both guards at right shoulder, that's not Air Force standard. The left hand on the staff at the socket, that's not Air Force standard. So could be that you're following the Army standard or that new silly Air Force JROTC guidance. Belts right here. Looks like the the color bearers are wearing belts. So now I can't tell, colors and I don't get along well at all. So I can't tell if the belts and the harnesses are black or if they're the dark blue that is also available. So I'm going to assume that they're black. If they're blue, then you're not supposed to wear them. Blue is for practice. Performance, it should be black. And actually, the black needs to be, at least the harness anyway, needs to be the Clarino. It's the shiny fake leather. It's a poromeric leather. So the next thing that is an issue. Now, if you're going for the Army standard, I get it. So keep the left hands where they are on the staff at the socket, and then guards stay at right shoulder. That's fine. I understand. Learning two standards to go to present the colors everywhere, and then go to a competition where you have to do the Army standards, and then going out later on and trying to use Air Force standards. It's not going to work. Stick to one standard. I understand that. No problem. Now, it's the right arm of the color bearers that is incorrect. No matter which standard you're following, it's still incorrect. So if you're going to have the flared elbow, then you're going to have to drop the left arm to the side. The guards need to be at the outside shoulder, what the Marine Corps, Navy, and Coast Guard call the outboard shoulder. And then you're also going to have to slide, see where my hand is at the shoulder level, and then I need to raise that, which is actually uncomfortable for me right now with a shoulder issue. So anyway, you're going to have that elbow out. Everything's going to have to be at shoulder level. So what you have then is your actually the right hand at mouth level, which is good for everybody except the Air Force. The Air Force has done some really strange, I was going to say stupid, but not necessarily stupid, some strange things when it comes to color guard and some other things in the manual. Anyway, I moved there. That's better. All right. Having the arm at mouth level means that you drop the elbow. Okay, so if you're following the Army standards, then you're going to drop that elbow. Just relax it. The elbow is not flared unless you're going strictly with Air Force standards, and then so much else has to change. But for here, all you need to do is just drop that elbow and relax it. That's it. So while you may think it looks sharp, it really isn't, honestly. So colors turn to the left, march. I get that. You're trying that an every left on technique, or not every left on, but the colors turn on technique, and that works really well, and I applaud you for doing that. It's not the standard technique, but that's fine. Having you come in, halt, and then calling for the turn, it just lengthens the whole entrance when you could come in and mark time on a mark. The lead color bearer knows where she needs to stand or needs to stop in this case, and then everybody comes in, starts marking time. Your spacing is great, and then you turn on. So present arms. Now look here. As soon as you go to present, guards, and I'm not gonna pull out my rifle here, but guards, you're letting your left hand slide badly, and then you're thumbing a ride as well. So you've got no, I won't. So you've got your grip on the rifle, and then you've got the left thumb up there, which is unnecessary. But the left hand, and I'm gonna have to grab this rifle at least for this. So the left hand, when you're at port, the left hand has that pinky right there. This is the upper receiver. The pinky is right there. When you go to present, let me turn this here. There you go. When you go to present, your pinky is still along that line. So you can draw a line straight across from the top of the upper receiver. Your pinky is still going to be there. What you're doing is you're going from present and you're sliding the rifle down like this and bringing your thumb up instead of doing this and dropping your left at the same time, which you need to do. You need to drop that left desperately, honestly. And then here's where the video cut. Thank you very much. We didn't need to go through another rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. And also, I'm not exactly sure with the black gloves. So I guess it is black belt, black harnesses, and then black gloves. That so for JROTC, that might be authorized. It's not authorized for the Air Force. It's usually white, but for present arms, what you need to do is curl the fingers around the small of the stock as you're at present, and not have that not have that hand flare. And I can't tell exactly with the shadow and all that, but it looks like you have your hands flared, which shouldn't be. You should have your fingers wrapped, and that doesn't mean to create a full grip of the small of the stock. So you gave order arms. Whoops. And I can't go back. I can't rewind this, unfortunately. You gave order arms. It really should be carry colors, not order arms. Where that comes from is a long story, and what it should be is also another long story. But you really should give carry colors so that you're going back to carry, not order. Order actually means coming down to order. Order the flagstaff, order the rifle, you go to order arms. This order arms isn't just an end of a salute. It's much more than that. So yeah, like I said, it's a long story. Anyway, guards, this there coming to here like this is not going to right shoulder. This is actually called a rifle salute. And I've gone over this in another video, but rifle salutes aren't executed anymore except by the Marine Corps, Navy, and Coast Guard. That's it. Nobody else does this. So stop doing this and start doing this. Drop your elbow. Yeah, sharper, ceremonialer maybe, but no, it's not proper technique. This is proper technique. All of the services execute right shoulder this way. All of them. So elbow down. For exhibition drill, yeah, sure, do it. No problem. So it's colors turn to the right, march. and I get that. That's fine. If you want to use the correct command, and I'll try and link to colors turn on and colors turn off in the video description below. I'm pretty sure I have it. I have it all over social media. If you just put the hashtag in front of colors turn on and colors turn off, both of those terms, you'll find plenty of versions of that. Not a problem. But I'm not exactly sure if I have it in a YouTube video. So, but the command would be colors turn, march. Then you execute left, right, turning 22.5 degrees with each step, and then finally stepping off with the left. The problem, okay, so you stop, you don't move, and then the color guard commander is most likely going to give forward march after this. With the colors turn off, so with the colors turn on and off, it's all one fluid motion. For colors turn on, you come in, you're marking time. The command is colors, it's given on the left foot, and then 1, 2, 3, and then halt on the fourth left, and then step close. Ceremonial teams will actually step and then slide the left over. You can step, halt, and maintain that 45-degree V there with your feet. For colors turn off, what you're going to do is left, right, and then step off immediately. What I was going to say, the problem there is a lot of people do a Mr. Ed. They try like they're counting, like a horse counting. What you need to do is on that fifth step is slide the left forward so that you're not coming up and looking awkward. And then you take off. So arm swing is enormous. Still, spacing is pretty decent. Slight timing issues here and there, and a couple of slightly different technique issues, but the arm swing is really quite large. And so interesting thing about arm swing is the Army measures from the center of the thigh, the Air Force measures from the front of the thigh and the back of the thigh to the hand. So it's a little more accurate, but it's the exact same distance. It's just that the measurement is made different. So Army arm swing, Air Force arm swing, same thing. 9 to the front, 6 to the rear, 6 to the front, 3 to the rear. It's the same thing. It ends up being the same thing. It's just measured differently. That's all. But this is a little bit too big. But still, I really think that the team did well. So don't execute pivots. All right, that's one thing that a color guard doesn't do. Now, how is it that I know that? Well, I know it because it's not explained in the color guard sections of all three manuals. You round your corners. Actually, color guard in column formation is not really described much at all, except picking up the colors in the commander's office and then making your way out. It's that's a very old tradition. Think back, well, that's another long story that I could go on, and we all know that I can talk. So don't execute pivots. Round your corners all the time. All the time. All right, so that's it for my critique, and I'm really glad that this was sent to me. North Pole High School, you did a fine job. Honestly, that was really good. I very much appreciate this. So one thing I wanted to mention. Good, right there. So look at the height of the flags. Now, I know what's going to happen here. See, your color guard commander is shorter than everybody else. Well, except the lead guard, and unfortunately, their state and organizational bearer, you're going to have to engage in some harness crotch syndrome. Unfortunately, the harness socket is going to have to be worn much lower than what you have it. Much lower. See, her harness socket is, the bottom is right here. And so if we draw a straight line, and I apologize where I'm drawing this, I understand what I'm doing here. It just has to be. If you're going with a commander who's shorter than the other color, done that to yourself, and you're going to have to compensate for that. Oh, and that one thing I wanted to mention also, that slap, you're coming to port, and then you take your right hand way out and then slap the butt and then come in. Stop doing that. That you come to port. Oh, sorry, you were at present, you come to port, and then you take your hand, slide it down to the butt. That's it. It shouldn't leave the rifle in any kind of, no more than an inch or so, just to release and then regrasp and come up to right shoulder. So that's, you're making it a little more flare than is required. And I understand that it happens in JROTC. Hey, wouldn't this look good? Wouldn't this sound good? That's one of the things that happens as well. And it also happens with veteran groups too. And JROTC cadets are not the only ones who can take things to the nth degree. Anyway, so I said I was finished, and now I am. Thanks very much, North Pole High School. I really appreciate it. You did a great job. Couple of things to take care of, though.